Violence is happening at breakneck speed, the deadliest week in recent memory in what became one of the most lethal months of the year. Still in the midst of it all, the mayor continues to echo a familiar refrain: crime is down. WMAR 2 News investigative reporter Brian Kubler looks a closer look at that claim and joins us right now with that. Brian.
Jamie, Mayor Pugh has been touting a lowered crime rate since the very first months of this year, but go to just about anywhere in this city and residents say it doesn't feel that way. On full display last night at Riverside Park in South Baltimore, city leaders and concerned residents. The issue here in this part of Baltimore: muggings, a carjacking, a shooting just last night, and the murder of 25-year-old Tim Morricone. But it's not just Tim, evidenced by the names of 233 murder victims pinned to the lawn in the park, where Mayor Pugh would almost literally get on the stump.
We're now down like 14% in homicides. We were down 20%, almost 20% 2 months ago. So we've had an uptick in violence in September. There was an uptick in violence in April, but every single month we were trending downwards. The
mayor's numbers are generally accurate, but those decreases are off a record year for Baltimore. 2017 saw 342 killings, the highest per capita since at least 1970. This year's lower numbers are more on par with 2016, when the city lost 318 lives to violence. Baltimore has been and now remains on pace to shatter the 300 homicide mark for the fourth year in a row now. To put that in perspective, comparing this year's homicide count so far with the 2 years prior to the riots, there is nearly a 30% increase. A lot of numbers that only translate to a palpable shift for residents these last few years, punctuated by more than 2 murders a day since last Monday alone. From the aunt of a slain 17-year-old on Druid Hill Avenue.
I hate it. Yes, I hate it. I hate it. And the mayor needs to do something about this.
To a crime walk last night down Riverside Avenue where Morricone was killed. The numbers may technically say one thing, but residents say they feel completely different.
It's the same stuff, like the crime statistics. They're down, they're down. They're not down, so.
It really doesn't feel that way to you.
Oh, no, it feels worse than ever. It feels worse than ever.
One more number for you. Non-fatal shootings is a statistic police often say is notable metric for violent crime. So far, there have been 503 shootings in Baltimore this year, down only 4% from last year's record pace of killings.